Hey, it's Chris Lewit here, top American coach and head coach of Tennis Evolution. Let's dive into the forehand and let's talk about how to upgrade the forehand the modern way. Okay, I'm here with my buddy Prudence. She's one of my favorite students of all time, and we're going to talk about 5 ways to upgrade and evolve your forehand. The first upgrade to evolve your forehand is the grip. Many people were classically taught a continental or an Eastern forehand grip, which looks like that, just shaking hands with the racket. The knuckle is on the 3rd bevel, it's called bevel 3. And that swing is very classical, typically. And that grip can be great, but it's not the easiest grip to hit topspin, which is a big part of the modern game. So a lot of players change their grip to a semi-Western. And Prudence, that's something you did, right?
Yes.
You went to a semi-Western. Did you feel you got more spin from that?
Absolutely.
And it also helps you handle high ball. So that's a pretty easy upgrade. You can just start to shift your grip over towards a semi-Western, which is 1 bevel over. And just go to where you're comfortable. You can go from continental to Eastern to semi-Western. And let's hit a few balls like that. You can show off your awesome semi-Western forehand, Prudence. Okay, that grip looks good. Nice, very good. Very good. Another simple upgrade to modernize your forehand is just to use semi-open and open stances. So the semi-open stance, if you can see my feet here, set up like that. The traditional closed stance is where you close off, you square your body, and you hit like that. And there's nothing wrong with that, and many times in the center of the court you want to step into balls, but if you're moving out wide, if you're moving laterally, you want to go to that semi-open or an open stance. And it really helps your recovery, helps you move better, helps you get back to the middle better. It's absolutely essential if you're playing against people who hit fast, hard balls into the corners that you use your semi-open and open stances to save yourself time. So that's why it's so critical. So you have your classical stance, which is closed or neutral, and then you have your semi-open stance, which is here. And Prudence will demonstrate that. Prudence has been my student for a long time, and she's been working a lot on her semi-open stances, and it's really helped her game. It's helped her movement, especially in the corners. Ready, Prudence?
I'm ready.
All right. Let me give you one in the corner, and let's see how you do. Okay, closed stance. And now do a semi-open. Nice, excellent, good job. The third modern upgrade for your forehand is using a stance like a semi-open stance and getting better hip rotation. So these are related elements. The semi-open stance usually combines more hip rotation, and more hip rotation, when it's not just hip rotation, it's trunk rotation. Classically, stepping in typically doesn't accelerate the racket the same way that using angular momentum and firing your hips does. But the idea is to spin your body rather than staying sideways. Classically, players oftentimes hit sideways. The idea is to spin your body and use rotational energy to give the ball more acceleration and to help you hit spin. Prudence, we've been working on this a lot. So let's see if you can get those hips rotating. Are you ready, champion?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay, try to rotate big time. Nice, nice. And then maybe for everyone, show the old way where you didn't rotate that much. Remember how to do that?
No, I don't.
Where you step in with a closed stance maybe and just take a right.
Yeah.
And this way you want to get those hips really get in the air. And you can also jump, which is something cool. You can leave the ground. Part of the rotation can be a jump, which is another key upgrade. Good job. Nice rotation. So a fourth modern forehand upgrade is to stay elastic, and that's to be loose and fluid in your arm. So I spend a lot of time on this with my students. And Prudence, you know what, I've told you that many times, you can't really get a modern forehand without being elastic and loose in your arm. Your arm should be like a wet noodle, not like the noodles from the box. Noodles that you cook, your arm should be whippy like that. So Prudence will demonstrate that, and that's one of the keys to getting good lag. It's basically staying relaxed through the joints. Sometimes they're called the distal joints, the joints farthest away from the shoulder, the wrist and the elbow especially. You want to be super relaxed through here. in the classical style, players were taught to be pretty locked through here, and that way they could hit the ball firmly. But in the modern style, you want to try to be more elastic, more loose. And I have a lot of good drills for that, but Prudence, you'll demonstrate that. One of my favorite drills is just shadowing real loosely through here and just letting the racket kind of drift behind you. Let the racket drift down here, or if you prefer, you can be a little higher through here, but basically, essentially, hitting slowly and shadowing and working on a lot of relaxation through here. So that's a really good drill. You can just toss to yourself and work on staying super relaxed through the end of the swing. Prudence, you want to show a few of those? Here we go. Yeah, stay loose and whippy. You can also add in the semi-open stance. You can also add in the hip rotation, right? And yeah, just let the racket go out and then windshield wiper across and then drift wherever it needs to go. That drift is really helpful in generating relaxation in the arm. Let's go. One more. Here we go. Nice, very relaxed, nice swing. Use the hips. Stay loose and you can start building up a little bit of lag. One more, nice top spin. I love it, great. And there you kind of combine all the things we've been talking about so far. You got the semi-western grip, you got the hips rotating, you got the looseness in your arm, and you're getting good topspin off of that grip as well. You're using the hips to rotate. You got a lot of good stuff there. And so the fifth upgrade to modernize your forehand is something that a lot of pros started doing probably since the days of Roger Federer. Roger was famous for keeping his head very still through the impact, and he would hold his eyes on the impact point, keeping the head locked in very still. And that is very important to develop what's called the quiet eye, which is a focus technique that's studied in sports science literature. And it really helps your concentration, it helps your balance, it helps you get a nice clean hit. So one of the things you can do is add this head still element to your game, to your forehand, and it will really help to modernize your forehand. Roger was famous for that, and pretty much all the top players start to copy Roger now, like Rafa Nadal did, and now Alcaraz, and many other pros. So basically what that looks like is instead of moving your head like this, is as you hit the ball, you keep your eyes on the impact. And you hold your gaze a little bit longer than maybe you should. Especially in practice, you can hold it a long time. Try hitting the ball and keeping your eyes on the impact point for a 1/1000, 2/1000 as the ball flies away, and then look. And that's probably the best way I would practice it. You can start with some hand tossing to yourself. That's a great way to work on it. And it may help to pick a spot, maybe on the wall, to help focus your eyes, because in the beginning it can be a little difficult to know where to put your eyes. But if you practice it enough, it becomes quite natural, and it will help your concentration, it will help your nervous system stay calm, and it'll help you hit a nice clean ball. And it's really important for the balance too. If your head starts to move a lot, it usually affects the line of the shot, the control, and it can affect your balance for the shot. So toss to yourself, work on keeping your eyes on the impact. Don't let your eyes go like that, and it'll give you a much better clean shot. You can hit the forehand like Roger Federer. I hope you enjoyed this video and the modern upgrades to your forehand. Try them, let me know how it goes. And I hope you got value from this video. I'll see you guys next time.